Kosher Catfish is here today in a capacity that I wasn't expecting exactly, but these things happen. These things come up. Well, remember I told you I was on a trail of something else that had to do with the yak and the yak attacks and everything about the yaks except the yak attacks are the only thing I think that will be left unchanged. You can still eat the yak, but almost everything else has collapsed. That's hasn't collapsed and yak together because the whole yak theory has collapsed. I found out it was incongruent. There's like a place in the information line where you had to drop out and it became undefined and there was nothing further because you couldn't really like start the whole thing up again. So anyway, Kosher Catfish was wrong. Maybe a fool again. I told you. I gotta stop the hands. It's so cold today. It's hard for the hands to do anything except move in slow motion. Like the rest of me. Anyway, the yak stuff. I told you. I was on a, gotta wet my whistle a little bit. Because this here requires a better lubrication to get down. Yeah. You know the line. I need to lubricate my upper sinuses a little bit. Anyway, the information that I got, and I should have known. Kosher Catfish used to have this issue. When I'd be studying calculus and mathematics for so long, after a while I'd get to where I would invert letters. I'd see stuff upside down, backwards, and left and right, because I sort of do that anyway, because I'm ambidextrous. Whew! I don't know what that was. That's supposed to be ambidextrous, but they do it on both sides. You do it over here, you do it down, you do it there. That was the ambidextrous. Anyway, I figured I'd have something to do with it, because I did it way too much with the numbers and the lines and all the stuff that comes out of the thinking along the mathematicans. Anyway, Kosher Catfish is Kosher Catfish. He studies the Hebrew. That's one of my favorite things is I finally came to understand a language that is symbolic, because Kosher Catfish always had a theory of nonlinear logic, and I thought it came from a type of nonlinear logic. Not ones and zeros, but came from something that was multifaceted, multi-layered, to where you could come to some type of logic state. And then I run into the Hebrew. At first I saw Chinese because I didn't know any better, because it has the same kind of idea. And then I run into the Hebrew, and that's what unlocked the secret. So it's not my fault. In the Hebrew, you got to understand, there is no J. There's the Y sound, the Yah, the Yod, the Yud. And that's what had happened. They had done that test on me and come find out I had that gene mutation where when I see the J, hey, I say the Y. So all this time, all these things Kosher Catfish was trying to tell you about the G's and the J's was the mistake. Everywhere I had seen the J, I was applying a Y. So you know what that means? It was never about the yak, Jack. And that's what it was. Kosher Catfish was so sorry, so wrong. The only part of my story that holds the water was the water you get with your yak burger. Because the yak is still a clean animal and you can still eat him. So anyway, now you know, Kosher Catfish couldn't help himself. It just happens that way. He hears one thing with his passed away mama's hearing aid, rest her soul. And that's the way it happens. So you gotta guard the eyes and ears and the nose and the mouth. And be careful on playing that yak in the sack. Because you be playing on the jack. Anyway, hallelujah. I told you Kosher Catfish had issues with his tissues. And I guess that's brain tissues too.